Welcome to NFL Primetime, presented by Jameson, the unofficial drink of game day.
Hi there, welcome to NFL Primetime. A dozen weeks of football already. Chris Berman, Booger McFarland, let us be among the last to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. And listen, ever since you brought this up last week, how was the pecan pie?
First of all, the ham was great, followed by the pecan pie, which made the night outstanding, Boom.
I would imagine. So while we simmered on that and we're all eating leftovers left and right, trying to wake up from those of us that had the turkey, and I'm sure many of you out there. Let's give a little recap, because there's lots to digest since we last sat here. Denver won. Remember, they were giving up or gone? They won 4 in a row. Philly outplayed a lot, but doing what they do, they beat the Chiefs. They won 4 in a row. Detroit, they're the hunted rather than the hunter, and they learned what that is. Dallas, Deron Bland, NFL record 5 pick sixes, unbelievable. We're not even in December. San Francisco, my goodness, what a wallop on Seattle. And then only the Jets could give up a 99-yard interception return at the end of the half. No other team could do that. I just thought I'd point that out.
I never knew a Hail Mary could be bad, but for the Jets it was.
Hail was spelled differently. That was the only change. Now, listen, let's be honest. When the schedule came out, Week 12, we did not circle Jaguars at Texans as a big game, but that's where we begin, because really first place in the AFC South. The upstart Texans beat the Jags earlier this year, and they're the two coaches, two really good guys, Doug Peterson, D'Amico Ryans, and of course the quarterbacks, Trevor Lawrence, C.J. Stroud, and early 10-0 Jacksonville, but Stroud, Farmer in the Dell. It's Tank Dell for a touchdown. 4 straight games, a touchdown for him at 10-7.
I love how he moves around, Boom, keeping his eyes down the field, finding Dell.
Now, 10 seconds to go in the half of the 13-7 lead. Lawrence. Oh, they might get a touchdown at the end of the half. Can Christian Kirk get in there? Oh, he's pushed out at the 1-yard line.
Very good. I love the effort there by the Texans. Anytime there's a blade of grass to defend, we defend it.
1 yard, 1 second, no scores. Graylin Arnold hits ATN. What a nice game, but big play, Houston.
Boom, talk about the momentum that Texans take to the locker room. My goodness.
Even though the Jags lead 13-7, 8 minutes to go, third quarter. Stroud strides, touchdown Texans, and then we all fall down. I don't know where they worked that one up, Book, but they loved it.
In between meetings.
14-13 Texans. Lawrence, Calvin Ridley. Ridley had a big game. Lawrence is finding him all day long, 45 yards. 3rd and goal now from the 1. And where does he go? He goes to Ridley, believe it or not. It's a touchdown. He goes to Ridley for a 2-point conversion. They make it 21-14.
Outstanding route there by Ridley to get open.
Now under 7 to go, 24-14. 4th quarter, Stroud. Xavier Hutchinson, nice play. Now 3rd and 6 at the 17. Stroud, good pocket. Buys time. Nico Collins. Touchdown Texans. They stay in it, 24-21. 3 minutes to go. Lawrence. Zay Jones, what do you say? Oh, he makes it, but he's out of bounds.
Yeah, Boom. Right foot down, left foot out of bounds. Good job of competing for the ball by Derek Stingley Jr.
So the Jaguars punt it back to the Texans. 24-21. Stroud has had last-minute drives this past few weeks. He passes to Robert Woods, Houston. Can they get in, or can they get set for a field goal? Oh, it's Josh Allen. He had 2.5 sacks along with Trayvon Walker. Allen, what has now 12 on the year. What a year he's had. So Houston, 34 seconds to go, 4th and 12. It's going to be Matt Amendola, a 58-yarder, to tie the game. It's long enough. It's high enough. It's doink off the crossbar. Oh, wow. A lot to ask of a doinker. 58 yards, 57. It was good. So Houston's come back foiled by that much. And Trevor Lawrence and the Jags, we're about to talk about them, they played a strong game. Other than 3-0, they never trailed in the thing. And so the Jaguars beat the Texans 24-21. Lawrence, you can see, threw for 364.
This was a huge division game. You look at, how well Houston's been playing. They're kind of they were kind of nipping at our heels in the division. So this was a big game. I mean, they win this game. We're all square, and they beat us twice, so they're first place in the division, and we don't really control our own destiny anymore. You know, I want the teams in our division to be as bad as possible. So, no, I'm not. That's how I see it. And the way they're playing, it's exciting, yes. There's going to be I'm sure some great matchups down the road, and CJ's he's playing lights out.
It's a long season, man. I don't think it hurts us like that. Like, of course, yeah, divisional, you want to win the game, and it hurts us pretty significant, man. It's about a mindset, though. Like, what we going to do, not play no more? Like, we going to just tuck our tail and not play hard? Like, nah, I don't really believe in that type of mindset. I'm going out there every play, every game, trying to win.
Not only does Trevor Lawrence play winning quarterback for a team that's 8-3 and Houston is 6-5, he's also like a sub-host. He explained, well, if they tied it, they would have really been ahead. Now they have a 2-game lead, and also pointing out that me and CJ, we're gonna have some interesting battles. Yeah. Lawrence had zip on the fastball. The screen game was working. We didn't see a lot of it, but they were sharp on offense, even though Houston had a chance at the end.
No doubt, Boom. Everything was sharp. And as far as the Jaguars as a whole, oftentimes when men are backed in the corner, you learn a lot about them. And you heard the math. If we lose this game, we're tied, but they're ahead because they would have won 2. And you got the Jaguars' best performance. Their defense was swarming. Josh Allen, Trayvon Walker. But more importantly, Ridley and Trevor Lawrence set the tempo. Etienne got outside and made some plays. You saw the Jaguars at their best. And I really wanted to see this because here's a game that you had to have. They came to your house and beat you. Could you come to their house and beat them? Backed in the corner, the real Jaguars showed up. And if this team shows up this way, they can beat anybody, Boom, because the quarterback was outstanding. He didn't turn the football over. He was pushing the football down the field. And that's the thing that Doug Peterson always wants this quarterback to do, make plays. And he was a generational quarterback.
As fine a game as he's played this season.
Exactly, yes.
At least in my eyes.
Yes.
And Allen, Ridley, like big players for the Jags, names that we're starting to know from that run they had last year and the playoff comeback against the Chargers. Houston, game was not too big for them. Moment was not too big for them. Game
wasn't too big for them, but you saw the little difference between the two teams. When they needed to make a play defensively, they couldn't. And so, therefore, it turned into a shootout. And their quarterback can win a shootout, and that's okay. But when you have a defensive head coach like DeMeco Ryans, something tells me he wanted that defense to make one more stop. They gave up a few too many plays. They couldn't get off the field in crucial situations, especially in the second half. But they are coming, and their quarterback is there. Now, how do you build around a quarterback? The young wideouts, Nico Collins, Tank Dell, they got a lot of great weapons on offense. They do.
And they're hanging around in an AFC that isn't necessarily, because some of the teams in the AFC North, for example, undergoing a lot of change. And 2 of them met, and that would be Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. Of course, you know that Joe Burrow out for the year, unfortunately, for any football fan, not to mention Bengals fans, and Jake Browning, 4-year starter at Washington in the day, playing. Now, Kenny Pickett has new offensive coordinator. That's Eddie Faulkner, interim offensive coordinator. Matt Canada was fired over the Grey Cup. Not because of that. And Mike Sullivan calling plays. And then a lot of names. Najee Harris said, I give you time to call those names because I'm going to bull 20 yards.
Boom, when you fire people, everybody perks up a little bit and starts playing their hardest. Najee did just then.
Oh, my goodness, did he. Then Pickett. Deontay Johnson, he worked hard on this play.
Yes, not all of it, but
he came down with a 39-yard, set up a field goal naturally, 3-0 Pittsburgh. That's what they do. Browning, this is, see, we got Jake Browning. We're Burrow, we don't run these plays, but we're going to run it for him. Jamar Chase, hey, no problem.
Now, and if you're Browning, Boom, guess what? Throw it to number 1. Even if the ball is tipped, number 1 will go up and make you right.
And this is just a small sample of what they can do with Browning. Oh, it's Drew Sample. He bowls over his fellow tight end Mitch Wilcox. Cincy. Need to get the half 7-3. Third quarter, 3rd and 6. Cincy deep. Browning. Oh, that's what the Steelers do. Trenton Thompson, that's a beautiful play.
Yeah, you cannot be late over the middle or late outside. He was late pick. Steelers are feeling it.
And speaking of pick, wait a minute. Kenny Pickett, now look, they've had these plays, and I know he's been hurt some, but Pickett to Pat Freiermuth, and you can hear the Steeler fans in the crowd, moo. Another one to Freiermuth, the tight end. Why don't we throw it to the tight end to get some rhythm? And then Harris for a touchdown, 10-7, Steelers lead 4th quarter.
It's amazing, Boom. Everybody was up on their P's and Q's today on Steelers for the offense.
Now 13-7, Pittsburgh field goal. TJ, what? Browning, hello. Second sack of the day. TJ's got 13.5 this year. Now, next Steelers drive, Harris. Oh, wait a minute, they're running the ball hard. Harris happy. Freiermuth big. For the first time in 58 games, they got more than 400 yards. Field goal, Steelers 16-7. This is a good-looking play. Oh, I love these old-fashioned screen passes. That's the one that I grew up watching. Joe mix and match. Everybody running, everybody moving. Maybe that gets Cincy going into Pittsburgh territory. 2 minutes to go, 3rd and 2. Uh-oh. Pass to Tyler Boyd incomplete. Settle for a field goal. Almost impossible to get an onside kick now, and the good hands team for Pittsburgh is there. That's George Pickens. So 16-10. Steelers, Mike Tomlin, 4 to 21 yards of offense. That's a holiday for them. They still only had the one touch, but we're trying to pick problems. Not really. The Pittsburgh Steelers scoring 16 with key picks and everything else. They are now 7-4 in Cincinnati, knowing that they're looking up at things at 5-6. Mike Tomlin after the win.
We did what we needed to do to win. Guys like myself and Kenny, man, we're judged based on winning and losing, and we don't run from that. We run to that. So he and I are winners today.
I think we did a great job of coming together and staying together in a time of adversity, coming on the road, and getting a really big-time AFC North win that we needed. So, it feels good.
We didn't play well enough on offense. We only gave up 16 points on defense, and we lost. And so, I think that's kind of my primary thought in my head.
Does it feel like things are slipping away for this team? Do you get a sense of that?
I don't know. It's my first time feeling like this, so I really don't know how this is going to go.
Well, so the Bengals are looking up. Look, it's not all lost, but in that division where Baltimore has been so good, and here's Cleveland, and here's the Pittsburgh Steelers, who they hit the tight end. They looked again, only 16 points.
Yeah.
The Steelers outgained an opponent for the first time all year. By the way, you don't have to apologize if you're 7-4.
No doubt. And here's the thing, Boom. When you fire Matt Canada, they didn't throw that playbook away. You don't have time in the NFL to put in an entirely new playbook. So the new OC Sullivan called Matt Canada's plays. He just got more people involved. Freiermuth was involved, had over 100 yards. Najee Harris ran the ball hard. So it's amazing when you have a different voice in the kitchen. Same ingredients were there, but a different voice, a different sous chef is there. And to me, that's what the Steelers needed. Mike Tomlin made a tough decision. Unlike the Steeler way is not to fire people.
Correct.
But he moved on, and he changed the voice in the room. And with this defense and with T.J. Watt and how they play, and yards eventually lead to points. You talked about the 400 yards. Eventually they'll score points. I like where they're headed right now.
And the defense now looks at, hey, I know there was only 16, but maybe we're seeing ourselves, not that they're trying any less hard that, heaven forbid, they have a lead of 10 points at some point. Now the T.J. Watson company,
Boom.
wow, look
Think
out.
about this. Those 400 yards, you know what that means? The offense is on the field.
Good point.
Defense is sitting down resting. So when they come back out, they're fresher. So the yards don't necessarily lead to points directly, but it benefits your team. And so that's why this team is in better shape when they can move the football more.
Pittsburgh need to apologize to nobody, and for Cincinnati, tough. They're looking up and without their
It's
leader.
tough with a backup quarterback.
The tickets for this game, the Booger Bowl, almost impossible to get. Booger's two teams.
Is that what we named
the
it?
Bucks at the Colts. You want to ring with both of them. And I have a feeling this would be a fun game. The Colts score points. Nobody knows that.
They do.
They score points. Baker Mayfield. By the way, did they not get the memo? Somebody has to wear a white jersey. It's too dark. I don't know. Ronnie Harrison Jr. makes the pick for the Colts. And we're in the first quarter. Under a minute to go, first quarter. And they have Jonathan Taylor. And you know what he can do. Way! Moving the chains. First and goal to 4. Who do you think's going to get it? Taylor. Taylor made for him. Power, so powerful. I mean, he's not that far removed from winning the rushing title.
I just started thinking about if they had the quarterback Anthony Richardson. Wow.
Well, but Minshew winning games 10-3. They don't. Gardner Minshew to How about that on 4th and 1? How about that play by Steichen and company? First, that's a 24-yard pickup. 3rd and goal. Minshew! He sneezes his way into the end zone. It's 17-3. Colts. Under 7 to go in the second quarter. Carlton Davis, the Bucks. Minshew you never can turn your head away, okay? That's what I'm saying. I love him.
Needed some NyQuil on that.
Mayfield to Mike Evans. Every week.
The timeless one, Boom, Mike Evans.
17 and Keenan Allen. I mean, they just write it down.
Exactly.
17-10. Minshew on 4th and 3 to Pittman, 6 yards. Timeout. Colts bring on the field goal unit, 58 yards. Matt Gay. It is doink. Oh.
I feel you, buddy.
Oh, the mess. That's actually funny. 17-10 Colts at the half. But the Colts never really, they never gave up the lead. Mayfield, Chris Godwin, 19 yards. It's a 20-10 game. Here come the Bucs, 2nd and 8. Mayfield moves pocket. Who's open? Evans. Duh. 23 yards. And look at this. The Buck fan gets the ball in there. Yeah. And now 4th and inches. Minshew. What a good play. This is on 4th down. 4th and inches to Mo Alley.
Unbelievable play call, Boom. Fake the run. Leaked the tight end out. Nice execution. And then Taylor. Boom.
And Taylor up the middle, 27-17. Remember Steichen, offensive coordinator. Philly Minshew was back up there. They speak the same language. And then Mayfield back to pass with it down by 7, but Ebukam, Samson Ebukam had a couple of sacks. He can make some big plays.
Yeah.
Rams, Niners, Colts. So the Colts have won 3 in a row. That's right. And the Indianapolis Colts, they're 6-5. The Bucs started out 3-1, but since then they're 1-6. Even though they seemingly are in every game, the Colts ran for 155, and so Indianapolis don't sleep on it.
Yeah, no doubt. And if you look at the Buccaneers, Boom, Todd Bowles, the head coach, talked about they made entirely too many mistakes, and it's the same mistakes week in and week out. In a division that's up for grabs, nobody, especially the Bucs, seem like they want it.
Well, that's for sure. Meanwhile, Broncos, they've won 4 in a row. Remember, this is a team that gave up 70 points in September. Sean Payton, Russell Wilson, they're playing. Cleveland's won 3 in a row. Samaje Perine. Oh, touchdown Broncos early, midway through the first, 7-0 Denver at home against Cleveland. Russell Wilson. Oh, let Russ run. 19 yards. He can still move.
It's amazing how much more athletic he looks this year.
He does. He lost a little weight. Not that, look, I should speak, but you know what I'm saying. The coach was saying he's moving around great. And Wilson makes a defender miss. It's 14-6 at the half. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, the rookie. Because as you know, Deshaun Watson is out. And Njoku, 16 yards. Here comes Cleveland down 14-6. Thompson-Robinson slings to Harrison Bryant. 2-yard touchdown. They're going to go for 2. It's a direct snap. Tricky Browns. Oh, wait a minute. Kareem Hunt to Thompson-Robinson, Amari Cooper. They can't. Interesting play. Didn't work.
Yeah, you try to trick them for the 2-point conversion there, but DTR playing well early.
14-12. Denver leads. Thompson-Robinson. But look out. Welcome to the NFL. Denver after him. Get rid of it. Get a block. Shaken up after the play. That was rough.
Yeah, when he got hit, he was bleeding from the mouth like he got hit with a right from Joe Louis.
Well, Baron Browning with flag for roughing the passer. Bloody lip. Didn't return to the game. P.J. Walker in. Won a couple games earlier this year. And hand to Elijah Moore to Pierre Strong. Tricky Browns, but too tricky. D.J. Jones recovers the fumble. Denver. And you know that's a rough place to win anyway.
Yeah.
Wilson, time. Wait a minute, this is Cleveland. He has time. He buys more time. Oh, Adam Troutman called incomplete on the field. Denver challenges. Let's look.
Yeah, Boom. That left knee looked down, Boom.
Denver won the challenge.
I know that left knee.
They fought the law. The law didn't win. 24-12. P.J. Locke will sack Walker. Alex Singleton recovers the fumble. The Denver Broncos. Given up for, they could be awful again. Wrong.
Yes.
Wrong. The Denver Broncos, they are on a roll. The Broncos have won 5 in a row. They're 6-5 as they beat the Browns 29-12. Jeff Darlington with Patrick Surtain.
You guys are beating some very good opponents at this point in the season. How real do you think the Denver Broncos are?
We're very real. We got to keep going, of course, but man, this is a huge win. These past few weeks, we've been very locked in and, focused on one goal, you know what I mean? So we know we got a lot ahead for us. You know, we can't lose our composure and just stay focused.
Obviously very disappointed. Didn't play how we set out to play. Just didn't play clean. We put the ball on the ground 5 times, penalties. We didn't stop the run like we expect to. So we have to learn from it, and then we got to, play a lot better, coach a lot better next week.
Yeah, Denver 6-5. So Cleveland, hey, look, they still very much in it, as is Patrick Mahomes. Chiefs haven't scored in the second half for 3 weeks, and they're playing on Las Vegas against their longtime rivals. Aiden O'Connell downfield to Devontae Adams. Wait a minute. Didn't the Raiders lead 17-0 last year on the Chiefs in one game? O'Connell, Jacoby Myers, 18 yards. Raiders. AP, 7-0 lead. Josh Jacobs. When you get him moving like this, you better get out of the way. I'm sorry, you're not tackling me. Kurt, go all the way. 14-0 Raiders.
Raiders really good blocking by that offensive line.
Now Chiefs, Mahomes, Sky Moore makes a miss. It's an 18-yard gain. Chiefs in the red zone. Down 14, 3rd and goal at the 1. They've been having trouble on short yardage. Isaiah Pacheco fighting. Touchdown, 14-7. He runs tough.
He runs hard. He's angry.
2 minutes to go. Oh, a little tricky, Chiefs. Mahomes gets the flip from Richie James to Travis Kelce, 23 yards. That'll undo the double coverage for a moment. Then 3 plays later, 30 seconds to go in the half. Mahomes looking and finding Justin Watson, I presume. 14 all at the half. Can they score in the second half?
Yes.
I guess yes. Mahomes, Pacheco. Oh, the little reverse. Not the classic screen, but they're such a good team at this. Down to the 1. Chiefs, can they punch it in? You got it down to the 1. Why don't you take it in? Pacheco, touchdown, 21-14. Chiefs, 21 straight points. Late 3rd, O'Connell. It's a nice pass and a great grab by Myers, 33 yards.
I'm starting to like this O'Connell, Boom. He's showing me something here lately.
He is. I agree. They set up a field goal, 21-17 game. I mean, it continues to be on. Mahomes. Now, this can be a physical receiver. They've been waiting on Rashee Rice, their second-round draft pick. Get out of here. 39 yards, tough run and catch after, 28-17. Jacobs. Well, you may get 14 points on us early, but the way the Chiefs defense has been playing, that was 4th and 1 at their own 19. Kicked a field goal, 31-17, and then they call him Furious George. George Karlaftis, Purdue teammate of O'Connell, sacks him, 31-17. So for Andy Reid and the Chiefs, kind of a head scratch. Although losing to Philly, you don't need to apologize to anybody, really. And they come back and they beat the Raiders after spotting them 14 points. 31-17. So Mahomes 27 of 34 for almost 300. You saw Pacheco. Look, the Raiders, again, like last week against Miami, they were very, very tough. But the Chiefs did what they had to do, even though the defense for a little bit kind of was pushed back, but only for about a quarter and a half.
Yeah, Boom, on the road, down 14-0 early, and then it was like, okay, let's kick it in. If you're going to double cover Travis Kelce, then I'm going to find other guys to get the football to. Pacheco, Andy Reid is one of the best screen coaches, even going back to his days in Philly. Those screens are still now in Kansas City. And they still have the ultimate secret weapon in Patrick Mahomes because he's the best quarterback in football, Boom, and he can find anybody when they're open. And I thought the guys did a better job of catching the football. They didn't catch the football against the Eagles. They caught the football today. And if they continue to do that, Mahomes is going to continue to feed them. He said as much. They got to catch the football, and today they did.
You think they heard that at practice this week?
More than once.
Do I know they heard it?
Yeah, I know you did.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't have the penalty number. Maybe they were down to. I don't know that. I don't have that in front of me. The game ended while we were on. But look, the Chiefs, 9-3. I mean, they're fine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but they, like Philly, haven't even played the best that they can. I know it's getting, quote, late, but the season gets longer. So, I mean, we're not worried. This was a big bounce back for them. I think they were a little surprised with the way the Raiders came out, though. They shouldn't have been.
Well, it's a division game, man. Yeah. I mean, the Raiders always play them tough, and so I think they should have known. AP has them playing hard, playing well. The young quarterback, I like him. Now, can he get him to play more consistently? That's the next challenge for AP.
All right, so what do we got now? Do we have... Now, the Patriots and the Giants, a couple of times they played in the Super Bowl. I don't want to say this is close to the Super Bowl, but I
think you already said it.
I said it. You know, things come out. We're only streaming. Coach Belichick used to have Brian Daboll on his staff for many, many years. Much respect between the two. Much respect between Coach Belichick and the Giants franchise. Mac Jones picked up by Deonte Banks. Not Carl Banks. Thought they might have brought Carl back, but they didn't. And just as you mentioned Banks, or I did, well, Karake is wearing number 58, so maybe Carl. Well, he's in the building. I know that anyway, doing the games on the radio. Mac Jones picked up twice in the first half.
Boom, Mac Jones looks like a broken toy that needs to go back on the shelf. Like he looks bad.
I said the Super Bowl, you said the broken toy?
I mean, he did.
I think, yeah, unfortunately we see it. 3.5 to go in the half. Tommy DeVito. 3 touchdowns last week against Washington. Jalen Hyatt, he reserved a room across the middle. It's a first down. And then DeVito, Isaiah Hodgins, and Hodgins is in. It's great that mom and dad, New Jerseyites, in the stands. How happy are they for their son? Yeah! G-Man! We're 7-0 leaders. Uh-oh, Mac Jones benched. It's Zappy hour. Bailey Zappi comes in. Relief. Ooh, the little short pass to Tyquan Thornton. Runs of blockers. If you're Zappy and you know it, clap your hands. Hey, Ramondre Stevenson. Remember Ramondre. 7-7. Here they come with Zappy.
For a minute, we thought that was going to be the final score.
Yeah, even though that they're played into Tuesday. Zappy. Oh, he's got plenty of day. Zappy picked off by Xavier McKinney. Those are really good initials for Scrabble.
Yeah, exactly.
The X-Man is Zappy. Giants get a field goal, 10-7 lead, under 2 to go in the game. Patriots at the 35 of the G-Men. Stevenson, handoff. First down, Moore. He runs hard. Final seconds of the game. One of their draft picks this year, Chad Ryland. 35-yard attempt to tie the game, send it into overtime, and better hit a provisional. Brian Daboll, Giants have won 2 in a row, and I just, I'm making fun of anything. I just never thought I would see the day when I said the Patriots are 2-9.
2-9, boom.
Patriots are 2-9. Carolina has, 1 win. The Bears going into their game have 3 wins. Yeah. Everybody else has at least 4 wins. So, I mean, that's the headline. The Patriots lose again to a team offensively challenged. And remember a couple weeks ago we said that Daboll was coaching the 2-minute drill.
Yes.
You know, why are they doing that against Dallas? Why are you calling timeouts? And DeVito scored a touchdown against Dallas. It had nothing to do with the score. He was coaching. Well, the Giants defense saw that, hey, we actually can score some points, and they won the game. They won 2 in a row, as bad as the season has looked.
And, Boomy, if you look at DeVito, he's gotten a little bit better each week.
Yep.
Some of the things that he did the first time he stepped on the field, he's not doing now. The ball's coming out quicker. The ball's coming out more consistently. He's getting the ball to the playmakers where they can run after catch. And to me, that's progress. When you got a young quarterback, that's all you're looking for. Progress, because that's what you're not getting in New England. You're not seeing progress with Mac Jones. Good. You're not seeing progress with Bailey Zappi. And it doesn't matter who you put out there. If you're a person on the New England Patriots team, you don't have hope right now. And that's a lonely feeling when you're a player on the team to show up to work every day realizing that there's no hope for you to win. And I think Bill has to address that question because there's still 6 or 7 weeks left in the season. And when you have a football team, this is pro football. There are jobs on the line. Bill's got to address that because you have to find a way to give your team hope that when you step on the field Sunday, you actually have a chance. They have no chance with Jones or Zappi right now.
We've talked about it all year. They're difference makers. There aren't any. And that sounds like a knock on the whole team, but they're just not. There's no one you can lean on. And they came off a bye and they lost to the Giants. I just never thought we would see it. Neither did Bill. Hey, but there's a month and a half left in the season. They will make the best of it. And the Giants have won 2 in a row now. If you're going to tell me that the Saints and the Falcons are playing for first place, you would tell me it's ludicrous. Well, you're right, because in Atlanta, there he is. It's ludicrous. Yeah, lowering him down. Hey, we're playing for first.
That's your favorite rapper, bro.
Yeah, oh yeah. And so Derek Carr said, that's ludicrous that you brought him in there. I'm going to throw it to Taysom Hill. What are you trying to do? Take our advantage away from us? And Carr looking for Rashid Shaheed. Jesse Bates, he did this in September. The one-time Bengal big free agent signing could go all the way. The Bates Motel. It's a pick six. Falcons? They lead it 7-3.
Cincinnati wishes they had him.
Yeah, you can see the difference because the two safeties are gone. Falcons lead 7-6. Desmond Ridder back to start instead of Taylor Heineke. 12-yard run. He can run it. Wind died down inside there. Bogdan second and 6. Bijan Robinson. Speaking of running, I think everybody in Atlanta ran in this game. 14-6 touchdown.
Really good job by the rookie. They need to give him more touches.
The Honey Badger playing for his hometown team. Tyrann Mathieu. Yeah, that throw by Ridder, fifth red zone turnover of the season for him.
Honey Badger, boom, he decides what he wants and he takes it.
14-9 at the half. Now it's 14-12 Atlanta. Did I say the Honey Badger? Yes, I did. Tyrann Mathieu with another pick. And the Saints in business the last seconds of the third quarter. Hill with the direct snap, but it's Bates again that punches it loose from Taysom Hill. The peanut punch.
Really good job, Boom. A lot of defenders are starting to do that now. Don't just go in for the tackle. Take your fist, ball it up, and try to knock that ball out.
So Atlanta now with the ball. Ridder. It's the Werewolves of London. Drake London, 29 yards. Drinking a pina colada at Trader Vic's. His hair was perfect. Next play. I don't know the ludicrous songs, but I know Warren Zevon, all right? Ridder to Robinson, and that's a touchdown. And Falcons, 21-12. Blake Grupe has made 5 field goals. Now, they were down by 9. They were just trying to we showed it, but, the guy made 5 field goals. They did not score a touchdown. That's our point. He missed that 54-yarder. And the Falcons and the Saints are 5-6. Had the Bucs beat the Colts, they would have been 5-6. You say it's ludicrous. Someone's going to win this division and have a home game come playoff time.
No doubt, but we wanted to kick that field goal so they could get the onside kick and come back and try to score a touchdown. I'm proud of you knowing ludicrous, by the way.
Well, he certainly couldn't miss his entrance. You know what? He landed nicely. He stuck the landing. Now, the one team that's not going to win the division, Panthers. Against the Titans, 2 rookies. Will Levis, number 1 pick Bryce Young, Levis, DeAndre Hopkins. Well, it's not rookie to have a guy like that.
Yeah, you got to have one.
So Hopkins caught a few. 4th and 1, Levis. Well, it's also nice to have Derrick Henry. Why don't I pitch it to him on 4th and 1? You think he's going to get the first down? Yes, he is at the 33. Now, Chig Okonkwo, 25-yard. Levis took a big hit from Brian Burns.
Yeah, no doubt. Brian Burns has been outstanding. Probably going to get franchised after the season, one of the better pass rushers in the league.
Well, they're now down to the 1 here. That play, and then who do you think's going to get it? Derrick Henry. By the way, over 9,000 yards for his career in this game. Way to go, big fella. 7-0.
He's been doing it for a long time, Boom. A model of consistency.
Just really enjoy him. Panther Trail 7-3. Young. Arden Key. Jeffrey Simmons is still doing it, right? He's still around, the ball falls on it.
Doing it at a high level. Arden Key, LSU. Jeffrey Simmons, Mississippi State.
Yeah, there you go, SEC. Henry with the ball again. Don't get in his way. At this point,
no, not at all.
Don't let him. First rushing touchdown since week 9 of last season. And so at first, multi-rushing. Too many stats here. 17-3 Tennessee. The Chuba missile crisis. Chuba Hubbard. 25-yard gain on a pass from Young. Now, why not? From the 5, we were like a missile into the end zone. 17-10, it's a 1-score game. Carolina, can they win for the 2nd time this year? Well, don't tell Simmons that. There he is, sacked. Back to the 19. Now, Denico Autry, another one of those proud Titans defenders that's still trying hard.
Simmons, Autry, they were after him all day long. Bryce Young.
So after 3, it's still a 17-10 game. Young, Autry again, 8 yards. Sack. 2nd sack of the game for him. 4th and 6. They're not going to get it. Titans tried, but the result, unfortunately for Frank Reich and Bryce Young, they're 1-10. And Tennessee, 4-0 in Nashville this year, 0-7 everywhere else.
Yeah.
Can they petition the league to say, look, we got music, it's a nice city to visit. The
Franklin
weather's
Street,
nice.
they can come hang out.
You want to come and play 16 games here? I kind of like our, 17 games. We like our chances. Now, did someone say the Rams look different with Matthew Stafford?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, they're at the Cardinals. NFC West divisional game. Tutu Atwell. How was that pass from Stafford? 42-yard gain very early in the game. Down to the 7, Stafford rolling, thrown against the body. Tyler Higbee in the end zone. 7-0 Los Angeles. Kyler Murray. Well, you're not going to outrun him into the end zone. And they, after a Rams penalty, the Cardinals are going to go for 2. Clayton Tune. Name that tune. He's in there for a 2-point conversion. 8-7 Cardinals?
Yeah, boom. You're
Cardinals? Yeah, it wouldn't last too long. Stafford. Nice pocket. Atwell, 13 yards. Stafford. Deep red zone. That's nice to Higbee. Supposed to look like this.
Yeah, I love how Stafford dropped down and went sidearm like Ryan O'Day from the Orioles. Boom.
Been a really good player for a long time. 14-8. Kyron Williams got blocking, got leaping, got touchdown. First game back from an ankle injury, 21-8. Early fourth. Stafford. 3rd and goal from the 3. Williams. Another touchdown, 31-8. Route on. Early fourth, I said it already, 3rd and 14. Kobe Turner in there quickly. Cards. 9 minutes to go, 4th and 1 Rams. Williams going to cut it up and get a first down. He had 204 yards all-purpose today.
Yeah, they love him as their starting running back, boom.
Royce Freeman. Tackling 23 yards. 37-8. 5 minutes to go in the game. It's a nice play. We're going to show you. That's what the show does. Greg Dortch for Murray.
Yeah,
nice.
boom, I love it. A little back shoulder fade. Defender never turns around. Hey, boom, who needs 2 hands when one will do?
37-14, but the Desjuan Johnson sack. Stafford 4 touchdown passes. And Kyron Wood, we told you, over 200 yards. So a big day for the Rams. The Rams, 5-6. They could only beat Seattle before this. Now they're starting to beat other teams. So the Rams are 5-6. The Cardinals. I forgot to mention them with the 2 wins with the New England diatribe that I had. But
they got to see what Kyler Murray is as he's coming back. This is his 2nd game. Let's see what he's going to be the rest of the season.
Now, the reason we waited so long is they played so long. Bills at Eagles. Oh, my goodness. The Eagles play one of these games every week. Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, they've never faced off NFL or anywhere. Allen, late first half to Stephon Diggs. It's a touchdown. 17-7 Buffalo. Early 3rd quarter. Number 0 has more than 0 in the tank. That's DeAndre Swift. 36-yard gain. Eagles kind of like the Chiefs game. First half, the Bills totally outplaying them seemingly, but Hurts, A.J. Brown at 17-14. Just like that, Philly, here they come. Now, 1st and 10, 0-43. Play action. No, it's not. Shakes a tackler. Now Allen throws. James Cook. Cook out of the kitchen. 29 yards. Big play. 3rd and 11. Allen. How about this play, Book? Into the end zone. 8th game this season. He's passed and rushed for at least 1.
Boom, he was outstanding. In the second half, he put the cape on and became Superman.
And so 24-14. Hurts dropping back. Good time. The Slim Reaper, Devontae Smith, 33 yards. Here comes Philly. All of a sudden, I mean, this thing is rolling now in the rainstorm at the Link. Hurts Smith between two defenders. 24-21 Buffalo. There's the rain. We don't lie here on this show. Second and 8 on 27 Buffalo. Allen. James Bradbury. They got all those secondary guys back playing together, Booger, and it showed.
Outstanding play by Bradbury. Cover 2, he came off his guy and got the interception.
3rd and 15 from the 29. Hurts dropping back. Where is Olamideus Zaccheaus? Isaiah Zaccheaus. How did that happen? Touchdown. Eagles, 28-24.
In the Kelly Green, boom. Give your guy an opportunity to make a play.
Wow.
He can see the ball the defenders can't.
Under 4 minutes to go in the game. Allen, Diggs, screen, blocker, power, 13 yards. Red zone Buffalo. Pouring rain, 3rd and 4. Allen, big play, Gabe Davis. Been waiting to see it. Touchdown. Bills, 31-28. Under a minute to go. Don't ever count Philly out. Hurts, Smith, closing into field goal range. 4th and 17, we're going to kick it. 59 yards. Jake Elliott. He made it. He made it. He made it. 59 yards. We're going to overtime. 3rd down, Bills. At the 22, Allen, Gabe Davis. So they get a field goal by Tyler Bass. You would think Bass kicking well in the rain. I mean, fish and all that, right? Eagles got to respond inside the red zone. Hurts takes off. And the Eagles, the Philadelphia Eagles, my goodness, they're 10-1 and they've won all different ways. What a win. They've come from behind against Kansas City. They come from behind to Buffalo, and then again in overtime, the Philadelphia Eagles, and a crushing loss for the Buffalo Bills because they played so well, as well they played in a long time. They fall to 6-6. Philadelphia, 10-1. Wow, what a ball game. And again, what a job by the Philadelphia Eagles. Second time in a calendar week. And to quote, look, we had Ludacris, we had Warren Zevon, but I'm quoting my guys, the Eagles, the rock group. They stabbed them with their steely knives, but they just couldn't kill the beast. Salute to the Eagles. No matter who they play, if you outplay them, which Kansas City may have thought they did other than the scoreboard, the Bills may have thought they did other than the scoreboard, the Eagles are 10-1, and you tack on last year, and you got to be special if you're going to be. I know they lost to the Jets, but still, what a job by Philly. Keep coming back.
No doubt, Boom, and to have the mental toughness and the resiliency to not play their best first half. Quarterback threw for less than 100 yards, had 2 turnovers in the first half. In the second half, and got to have it moments, Boom, driving the team down to kick a game-tying field goal to send the game to overtime. Bills score first in overtime. Then I got to go back. We either got to score a field goal or a touchdown. And you take the team down in the driving rain.
Right.
And you score a touchdown. Wasn't his best, but when they needed his best, he gave it to them in that game. And to me, that typifies what type of team they are. They've only lost once, and they've won a ton of ways.
They are just workers.
Yes.
Unbelievably talented workers. I think they would like the city of Philadelphia would respect that comment. Right?
Absolutely.
They are workers. And the Bills played, to me, their best game since they trounced Miami, in early October. And then they went to London, and we haven't seen them. But they fall to 6-6. So, real quick, so on Buffalo, they've got a bye week, which comes at a good time for them after everything they have been through. But they got to figure out a way to win against the Chiefs, and then there's other games, and not going to be easy for them.
It's really simple. I'll sum them up in an old country saying they got a tough road to hoe.
They do.
They do.
Speaking of a tough road, but Philly doesn't care.
No.
Look at the gauntlet. The Eagles, look at these 5 teams. This isn't news. It's not next gen. It's not first gen. It's not gin and tonic. It's the schedule. But they beat the Cowboys. They won at the Chiefs. They beat the Bills. Next week, they host the 49ers. And then they're the rematch at Dallas. So they've already gone 3-0 in these 5 games. And what more do you really want them to do?
Oh, Boom. It's like we talked about. You can't play all 5 of them at one time.
Correct.
You just play them one at a time. And I think the good coaches understand everybody going to look at that schedule and say, man, if we just go 3-2 or we just go 4-1 or whatever. No. Let's go 1-0. Let's go 1-0 this week, and then we'll move on to the next one. That's how you build your team to play anywhere, anytime against anybody, and the Philadelphia Eagles can do that.
It's coach speak, but it's real speak.
Exactly. Yes.
It's real speak, even if it sounds like from South Philly. How you doing? We're trying to win one in a row. Okay, I got it. All right, the time to dole out a few game balls. Boog, who are you looking at on this day?
Well, it's amazing. They make a change in Pittsburgh, and all of a sudden now we develop. Oh! Pat Freiermuth, the tight end, boom. 11 targets, 9 receptions, 120 yards, average 13 yards a catch. They ran the same plays that Matt Canada had. They just called them in a different variety, and they got Najee Harris and got Freiermuth involved. And to me, this is a Pittsburgh Steelers offense that if it continues to grow, to go with that defense, I don't know if they can beat anybody, boom, but they're going to be right in any game.
Well, I'm going to give my game ball to Josh Allen because, yes, I know Trevor Lawrence had maybe his best game of the season, but Josh Allen personifies a defense you don't know a lot of names. 2.5 sacks in a game that they had to have. He's among the league leaders. What is he, up to 12? So Josh Allen, wait a minute, there's an echo in here. I give a game ball to Josh Allen. Now I'm going to give we're going to give a game ball to the other Josh Allen, even though they didn't win the game. I thought he was tremendous.
Yeah, he was.
I thought he really kind of took it on himself, which is the guy we've seen since he's been quarterback of the Bills.
Well, no doubt, Boom. We always give him a hard time about putting the cape on for the entire game. Well, this is a game in the rain in Philly, in a city that you know they don't like you. He put the cape on. He was outstanding. And when he walked off the field, his team was leading.
It's happened a few times in his career.
Yeah.
He circles wagons, but sometimes they don't make that last part of the circle. But they were up against an unbelievable foe in Philadelphia. So those are the game balls. And now, of course, we have a Sunday Night Football where, like the Bills who have a bye the next week, the Baltimore Ravens have this game at the Chargers, and then they have a bye. Now, we're doing this. We don't know who won yet, but they're in a heck of a position, and they will, looking ahead, have fresh legs wherever they go, win or lose against the Chargers.
This is a great situation for them to have a bye this late in the season, Boom, because now you can say, okay, the majority of our season is behind us. Let's regroup, let's get fresh, and make our way down the stretch run. This is an outstanding position for them to be in. They got to earn the bye. Coach used to always tell us, don't think about the bye just yet.
Right.
Go win this game and earn the bye, and then we get a chance to take a break, regroup, and when the long haul is right in front of us.
As they figure out their offense without Andrews, but the Ravens never make excuses, and neither do we, because that's why Scott Van Pelt is here. Ravens at Chargers. Scotty?
Boom, thanks. That Ravens offense without Andrews, maybe a work in progress, but that defense, certainly they can trust and lean into, and they did yet again Sunday as they're in Los Angeles to take on the Chargers and Justin Herbert. Chargers in the red zone on their opening drive, and this is rare. Quarterbacks are certainly protected, and they ought to be. That's a hit out of bounds from Geno Stone, and there was no flag for a late hit. In fact, the flag came on the Chargers side as they came to defend their quarterback. That's a flag 100 times out of 100. Brandon Staley not happy. I don't blame him. Chargers settle for the field goal. They lead 3-0. That's the score in the second. Lamar Jackson looking for the rookie out of BC, Zay Flowers. And this is a fun celebration. Oh, it's the bridal bouquet. We throw it in the air. Oh, this is great. Now on the sidelines, Flowers is explaining to Lamar Jackson. Lamar's like, come on, man. What are we doing? It can't be an unserious outfit. His defense is serious. And they turn over the Chargers as Brent Urban pounces on this. Herbert hits Keenan Allen. As good a playmaker as they've got. They turn it over, and the Ravens turn it into a field goal, 10-3. Next Chargers drive, Austin Eckler. As good a playmaker as the Chargers have got. He loses the football. Michael Pierce scoops it up. Back-to-back drives. Ravens defense forces a turnover. It's a 10-3 Raven lead at halftime. Chargers down 10 in the third. Fun play design here. Herbert, Allen, he tosses it to Austin Eckler. That's a first down. Ravens would challenge the play as they wanted to know, did that pass go forwards? No, it did not. Harbaugh loses the challenge. Chargers, though, have got to get a touchdown at some point. Instead, they turn it over again. Jadeveon Clowney gets to Herbert, ball's out. Third consecutive fumble they've lost in this game. 13-3 still, as the Ravens offense wasn't doing a lot. There goes Herbert. Big-time gain. Queen with a good tackle on the sideline. 3rd and goal. Gerald Everett bulls his way into the end zone, and he's got a touchdown celebration that Raven fans probably remember quite well. That's the Ray Lewis. 13-10 late. 3rd and 6. Herbert looking for Eckler. No. They got all their timeouts, but we know Staley's an aggressive dude. And in plus territory, you got to go for it. Here comes that Ravens pressure. Herbert had nowhere to go with the football. Chargers turn it over on downs. Ensuing Ravens drive, a 1st down will end this game. Instead, Flowers, a little jet sweep of sorts. And he is gone. Forget the 1st down, that's a touchdown. And we've got a penalty kick celebration. Cristiano Ronaldo style? Sure. That's it. Flowers has been sitting on the touchdown celebrations, and he had a big night to enjoy them. Not 1, but 2. And the Ravens head into their bye atop the AFC at 9-3. The Chargers will take on the reeling Patriots next at 4-7. You want to look for a silver lining, and it really isn't one, but the late touchdown from Flowers means it's not a 1-score loss for the Chargers. They get doubled up 20-10.
Thank you, as always, to everybody. We feel like we had like a 10-course meal this past week for football, but it was really fun to watch. Fun to do this.
Yeah, especially around the Thanksgiving holiday, the food. I mean, everything was laid out nice, and you had choices, Boom. And I like choices.
Choices. All the food was delicious. Just about all of it. Now listen, here's a deal. When we see you the next version of NFL Primetime, we'll see you next month. For Boomer, I'm Boomer. Thanks for watching. Have a great week, everybody.